Yo, what's up? What's up, everyone? Let me just tweet this out real quick and then we'll be good. What's up, everyone? All right, guys. Let's get started, and then we're gonna talk about the supposed leaks. Yeah, there were leaks. There were definitely leaks. So since I said spoilers and stuff, oh my god, I can create highlights. Are you fucking kidding me? I can clip the stream. They just added that. Hell yeah. Anyways, because I added a spoiler tag to the stream, fair warning to everyone, there will be spoilers this stream. I will be talking about spoilers that are seeming highly likely. And you guys know me. I am the biggest skeptic of data mined information. The biggest skeptic. But this is looking legit. So if you don't want to know anything about the end of the season, and especially next season, get the fuck out. I love y'all faces, but I am not here to ruin the experience for everyone. I wish I didn't know this, but there are YouTubers that don't know how to not put shit in their thumbnails and their titles, and there are people on Twitter that don't know how to not spoil things. So if you want to go in completely blind, please leave and probably stay off YouTube for a couple of weeks. Love the tattoo, thank you. Yeah, it's just now starting to peel, so about to see what it'll look like when it's fully done. Dude, scab tattoos are so fucking weird, but yeah, looking sick. But yes, please, if you don't want any spoilers, please don't let anyone ruin that for you. Just get out of there. And while we're talking about spoilers, what we're gonna be doing is doing the reckoning, because God damn, that looks so good. So I'm gonna go to the drifter real quick and I'm gonna get stuff. But we're going to be oh, that's fucking cool. But we are finishing off the last gold badge I need. I have the gold badge for everything except for this raid. We're gonna be doing that. We'll finish that. Is Season of the Drifter, Joker's Wild, because I did not play a lot of I got enough for Reckoner, and that was only on my Hunter, and that's all I did. So I'm going through, getting all the Notorious gear on every character, and I'm doing the kind of strat where you have to get level 2 helmets of everything. So I have level 1 helmets. So I have a level 1 helmet. Okay, wait, whoa, what's going on here? All right, Collector. So Collector I have outlawed, so that's good. So I need to get the outlawed Sentry helmet. Do I have the illicit? So I have the illicit for all of them. I have the outlawed here, so I need the outlaw Invader, and I need the outlaw Sentry. And then we could start farming, or then we could start doing bounties for Notorious. Do I have, so I can go ahead and get the Notorious Collector helmet right now. Okay, so I'm just trying to get everything. Sorry, this is a clusterfuck. I want to get this gold badge. Boom. So now you believe the leaks? Yeah. So I want to talk about that. So once again, I want to warn everyone.
Hey, look alive.
Please, if you do not want potential spoilers, please leave. Right? I would love to have you guys here, but I am not about to be responsible for ruining your Destiny experience. That's just not what I'm about. Oh shit, which one did I pick up? I'm an idiot. I did Sentries. So please leave. So yes, Forcer, now that everyone's out, I do believe them this time. And there's a reason I believe them this time, and that's because it has been corroborated by in-game evidence. So if you guys don't know, yeah, spoiler alerts. Please leave if you don't want spoilers. So, you know, I've said it like 10 times, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about them. If you guys don't know, there was a leak by Ginzer, who is already a pretty reputable data miner. He doesn't really do, I would say, a lot of... Well, he does a lot of leaks, but that's not really... He's more known for, like, tearing down the game and giving us a look at stuff. I believe he found a couple of the wish plates and that sort of thing by looking in the game's code. So, he already kicks ass with that sort of stuff. Like, he knows what he's doing and that sort of thing. So, wait, I need tier 2 collector helmets, right? I'm so sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Tier 2, so Sentry and Invader. Okay. So, he's already a pretty reputable guy. That's fine. You know, people, there's people that do that sort of stuff. It's not my cup of tea. He found a couple of things in the database that pointed to, and once again, please spoilers. So have a lot of leaks you've told me about. Forster, none of the leaks you've ever told me about have been corroborated by in-game evidence. Stuff in the database is not in-game, right? Wardcliff Coil was in the database for a year. We have that unknown solar exotic, that bullshit. That's been in for a year. You've had freaking all sorts of stuff. Okay, database. When I say in the game, I don't mean in the database. I mean in the game, like in the game. Visible to the players, so I could go replicate this if I wanted to. So he found in the database lines talking about Season of the Worthy. Yo, Pause, thank you for becoming a mother chicken. Thank you so much, man. So it's called Season of... I did tier 2, right? So it's called Season of the, 1 second, Sentry and Invader. Season of the Worthy, and it has, all the text has to do with us in the Empyrean Foundation, us rebuilding the lighthouse, and essentially that brings back Trials next season in some capacity. We don't know, and there's a couple reasons I believe this over other leaks. So, you know, generally there's like something in the database or whatever, those can be leftover bits. But in the game, up to this point, we have seen the Trials card be re-added in an orbit glitch, and we have also seen another thing that he data mined in the same set was a mission called The Worthy, where we return to the lighthouse, and I think it's like a Redux mission that we already have in the game. But there are people who are loading in Nightfalls now, getting into a loading screen or like an orbit screen for a mission called Worthy, and that really just corroborates this evidence, right?
Show us how you adapt to this.
So I have a Reaper. I don't care about that. Can I have 2 types of emotes at the same? So I want Invader, right? Invader or Sentry. God damn it, dude! It's been so long. It's so hard to talk intelligently about this shit, and those are the 2 motes I need. Are you kidding me? Give me a second. Sentry. Thank you. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Get this out of here. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. This is so much of a clusterfuck, guys. I'm so sorry. I just need something to go in my vault. Polarized Fractalin. Okay. Yeah, I don't need that much. So there's a loading screen for a mission that he kind of data mined at the same time, as well as us seeing the Trials card. So and it making sense in addition to all of that with the story beats, right? It's us. We know already. We have Saint 14 saying that this is us rebuilding the lighthouse, so we know that for a fact is exactly what's going to be happening. And it just makes sense. PvP's in dire need of an update. Bungie has been telling us that they're going to give us more PvP focus. It all just makes sense. So I do believe that this is going to be happening. And it's very interesting. So I want to answer questions. I want to go live, I wanted to go live and talk about it with you guys because that has a lot of implications for the game. And I think it's very interesting. So if you have any questions or maybe topics to discuss or anything like that, I would love to hear them. But I mean, at this point, it's pretty much confirmed that we are getting Trials in some shape or form or something next season, and that'll be one of the main selling points of next season. So, yeah, You know, a lot of the leaks I talked about from Ginza, right? He talked about that heavy a while back. Look. Forcer. You know I hate hating on the leaks. Specifically like the ones you give me, right? Because you're fucking awesome. You're like one of the best mods ever. But you have a tendency to really bring up a lot of leaks that never come to fruition because leaks, for the most part, are bullshit, right? Like they're just stuff left in the database, stuff they'll never do anything with, or they'll do stuff with way down the line and shit like that. That's the nature of data mining. Right? I mean, there's so many examples of this. You have, I mean, specifically from Ginzer, I believe he was the one originally that told us we were going to have a solar week, right? A solar week that was in the database, and that never happened. And then DMG did the whole thing, don't trust data miners, and blah 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 blah. That's just one of many examples, right? That is something we never had evidence of in game. Those are leftover artifacts in the database. I do not trust that. Period. Because if it's in there, like I said, there are things in the database that never come to fruition. I mean, freaking Pit of Heresies had three difficulties since the day it came out in the database, but in the game it never has. And it's been 2 seasons of Pit of Heresy, these sorts of things. I believe Garden has also had multiple difficulties since the day it was added. Those have never been added in the game, and these might be things that we explore later, but they are not pertinent to our current discussion because they don't exist in game, and there's no evidence of them in game while there's still evidence of them in the database. I don't care about them. They're leftovers, or if they ever, there's no evidence that they will ever come to fruition. Whereas with these sorts of things, there's evidence in game that they've been trying to implement orbit screens, and you got to keep in mind things like orbit screens and this sort of thing. This takes up like physical space in the game, and they are talking about, they need to cut back on space taken up by the game because it's going to end up collapsing. That's the exact reason they took away corridors of time, I presume at least, when they did, because anything they're not using, they're cutting it out of the game. So the fact that there are orbit screens and leftover kind of AI graphics and shit like that, guys, can you please come up here? What are they doing? We're going to fail this because they're not... thank you. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, shit. But because there's there's a word I'm looking for. These assets in the game, it means they're probably gonna do something with them. Dubious Folly, exactly. I think I mentioned that at the beginning, but that was in the Destiny 1 database for like 2 years, right? Since Taken King launched. And it was, they never did anything with it because, it's just one of those things. They don't always use everything they design right away. So unless I see evidence of something in the game, I consider it bullshit because it's either something left over or it's something we'll get in an amount of time that's not pertinent to me or something like that. Whereas, things like say for instance like let's look at another one. Bastion and Devil's Ruin both have catalysts in the database, right? Like, we know this for a fact. But they both have perks that are incorrect to them, right? Like, they are other catalyst perks, I believe, or they were before. So right now, that does not mean, just because those catalysts are in the database, does not mean we're getting those catalysts anytime soon. However, if next update, Bungie updates the catalysts out of nowhere and gives them brand new perks, maybe new sources to drop or something like that, then we can infer that they're planning to do something with it because they changed states to something that matters in the game. It's just sort of like that, I guess. So yes, it looks like, based on leaks and based on information that we have, not only in the database, but also leaked things in game and assets that have been bugged out and stuff like that, that we are in fact getting trials in some capacity, probably, and keep all of this with a huge grain of salt, right? Like, this is not confirmed by any shape, form, manner, way, anything. I just think this is much more likely to happen than pretty much any other leak we've had in the past year. So, yeah. Do you think we'll be able to turn to the 9 realm, seeing as the emblem reward for boss is called You Are Worthy, and the scene's called Season Worthy? Maybe. So it's really interesting, because I don't think so. If they make it Trials of Osiris, I do not believe it'll have anything to do with the 9. I would actually be more inclined to believe that it has stuff to do with maybe Callus, Because is that not what it says when you complete the gauntlet? Callus sees you worthy, or something like that, right? Like, maybe am I making that up? I swear it says that sometime, in some raid, in a Callus themed raid. I think worthy is one of its buzzwords. So maybe we have some type of like Callus interaction on top of trials, because I find it unlikely that they have an entire season centered solely around PvP. I just don't see that happening. They could do it. I wouldn't be mad if they did it, but in terms of like overall player base and numbers and stuff, they have to drive the number, or they have to drive the narrative forward, and I don't think they can do that only with a PvP game mode. So I believe there has to be some type of narrative kind of story or campaign or you know, similar to how this season we had Saint 14, right? There has to be some type of narrative direction that they're going as well, in addition to any PvP things that we might see. And I don't see that focusing around the 9. It would be weird if they took Trials away from the 9 only to give us more 9 story, at least in my opinion.
Everything done.
Guys, what's a god roll? Someone give me the god roll spare rations roll, please.
The 9 are watching you.
Osiris does mention Callus a lot. Does he? I don't think I've ever noticed him mention Callus. Not that I've ever been paying attention to that. I've never like gone out of my way to pay attention to Osiris mentioning for Callus, but I can't pick out a time in my head where he mentions Callus. So that's very interesting. We already had a Callus season, yes, but that story was never wrapped up, right? Like if you look at the Callus progression, we met Callus, we helped him out, or we proved that we were worthy to him. Then we killed the guy trying to supersede him. And then we helped out with his Savathun problem, because Savathun tried to trick him and gain control of him. So he's very much tied up in some sort of conflict with Savathun, very similarly to how we are. And it would be really interesting if we keep, you know, we've already proved ourselves worthy. Yeah, I mean, Season of the Shadow, this makes perfect sense, and it might not happen. If I remember correctly, I think the whole idea, if we look on the whiteboard in the Vidoc, I believe this season actually had something to do, or people were thinking it had something to do with Rasputin based on some symbols and stuff that were shown, but I could be incorrect on that. But remember, everything in the stream, huge grain of salt. The whole point of these streams is to, you know, discuss, get all the actual information correct, right? And that sort of thing. But I believe people actually thought that this season had something to do with Rasputin, but I can't really think of how worthy would tie into Rasputin at all. But it'd be really interesting because in Season of the Shadow, we essentially proved ourselves worthy to Callus, so now we are the worthy. So Season of the Shadow was us becoming a shadow and proving ourselves worthy, so it'd be really interesting, albeit unlikely, but it would be interesting if this next season of the worthy, is because, you know, it's our season now to Callus, you know? I think that would be really interesting. I'm not sure what the probability of that happening. Rapid hit multi-kill clip with a range masterwork? Okay. Rapid hit multi-kill clip? Okay. Or something with outlaw? Alright, this is garbage. I just want to make sure I'm not dismantling anything good. In the Sundial, next time you meet the Emperor, ask him about his Shadow Realm. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Season of the Worthy could have a Callus versus the 9 allegiance. That'd be really weird. I don't think Callus ever mentions the 9, not that I know of. He seems to have a fixation on the Awoken. Yeah, Soren, that's what we're talking about. We just theorizing. Absolutely, yeah. Keep in mind, all of this is huge grain of salt. More than likely, none of this is gonna happen. I just want to be real with you guys. But I think it's fun to speculate and see what the possibilities are. Do you think the old Trials weapons would return? See, that's a question right there. In the state of Crucible, and you know, especially with the state of Iron Banner, where we haven't had new weapons since what I say in my video, since the first season of year 2, right? Something like that. It's been over a year since we've gotten new weapons for Iron Banner. You know, would they give us new Trials weapons? Would they give us the old Trials weapons like Darkest Days and things like that? with new roles? That's an excellent question. If Trials does return, I think we are due, especially because all of the old Trials weapons are 9 themed and not Osiris themed. If Trials of Osiris came back, I think we are due for new weapons. Maybe, you know, kind of like how in The Last Wish, we got Supremacy. Maybe throw in like a Blind Perdition or something, like one old weapon just for nostalgia's sake or whatever. But I think for the most part, we would pretty much, lore-wise, have to get new weapons in terms of between Destiny 2 Trials weapons. And I think from a player experience-wise, we would probably get new weapons from Destiny 1 as well. PvP or PvE god roll? Oh, PvP. Callus has mentioned the 9. All right, yeah, drop quotes with these guys, please. This only helps us build theories, right? Did I offered a moat, right? Does anyone remember? Can anyone in chat tell me if I offered a moat? Yes, I think I already did, because I don't have one in my moat or my inventory. Do I? Okay, yes, I already did. Okay. The connection between Callus and 9 is much stronger than Vanguard in the 9. Do tier 3? No, I need to get the tier 2 helmets before I do, because if you get the tier 2 helmets can drop for me because I already have one Notorious set. And so if I get the tier 2 helmets to drop, then I can already get, I can just do the bounties once and go ahead and get the Notorious ones. Speaking of returning, Trials of Osiris and more will return in Season of the Undying. Oh, is that what the exact quote was? Or is Season of the Worthy? That's interesting. And more will return. I see, that makes me think it's even more Callous. Because what else? There's nothing else themed around Osiris, right? Yeah, I'm thinking, dude, this has to be some type of return. If those are the exact words, that makes me think there's some type of storyline that they're expanding on. Absolute God Roll is full bore ricochet, rapid hit, rangefinder. I kind of like Outlaw better than rangefinder. You guys, or sorry, kill clip. Or faction rallies, that would be really interesting too. Yo, what's up, hello world? There's a lot they could do, honestly. There's a lot of, you gotta think about it. There are a lot of things just sitting on the cutting room floor, right? Faction rallies. There's something else I was thinking about the other day that we used to have that we don't have anymore. What was it? I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was Trials. There's other stuff, man, but PvE gets factions, maybe a lot of Destiny 1 exotics. I would note, okay. This is where this gets really fucking dangerous. This is a season. If you expect for any more than 3 new exotics, you're setting yourself up for failure there. That's, oh no, I'm the best. That's just not how this works, you know? Every season, we get, what, 2, 3 exotics. How many did we get? So we got Devil's Ruin, Bastion. Is that all we got this season? I feel like we got one more, but I can't think of... No, that's literally it, isn't it? Oh, Symmetry. So we got 3 new exotics this season. If you think we're getting any more than 3 exotics next season, you're setting yourself up for failure. Oh, please protect me. Just don't expect that. Things like that, you just... it would be interesting since... You know, if we don't get a raid, it'd be really interesting if they revamped the Leviathan raid, similarly to how they revamped raids during Age of Triumph. So maybe to fit that Callous story a little bit more, we just get like revamped loot or something. We got 6 this season. I'm not counting armor. Armor doesn't really matter because most armor exotics are trash. It's gonna be when I'm talking about exotics, I'm talking about the really good exotics. Exotic weapons, exotic armor, it's just, to me at least, it's like 80% of the time underwhelming. I'm still using, I mean, pretty much every exotic I use is like a OG exotic, right? Lunafactions, Doomfin, Pauldrons, Stompies. I can't think of an exotic I use that isn't from. Oh, I guess I use Peregrine Grease, and those are okay, opulence. So that, you know, those are fine. When I mask is Forsaken, so I get, yeah, it's a lot more likely that we get a piece of or a weapon that everyone likes than armor at this point. Yeah. No, we only had opulence at 4. Yes, but opulence once again is different than the offerings we've been getting now. So Shadowkeep had Monte Carlo. Well, how many? Okay. Let's not count Shadowkeep. Let's count Undying. So Season of the Undying had Leviathan. It had there's another exotic quest. Leviathan. Damn it, I'm gonna have to go pull up the fucking roadmap. I thought Monte Carlo was technically part of the season, I think, not Shadowkeep. Ariana's was season, I think. One second. I'm gonna have to pull up. Let me kill this guy and I'll pull it up. I had no idea you like Fran. I play every character. How do you throw so many shields when you have your super up? The exotics I'm using are overpowered. The Doom Thing, Pauldrons. I have a whole build on it, a whole video on it. Divinity would have been part of Shadowkeep. It would not have been part of Undying, right? Because the raid was part of Shadowkeep, I believe. Okay, let's check here. So, I mean, the best prediction for next season is going to be using.
This game of death.
Here, 1 second. Let me get my helmet real quick because I know I'm gonna get it right there. Oh, boom! God, I'm the best. Okay, so got that one, and now we have to get Invader. So pull this guy out here. Pull this guy over here. What? Can you just put this here? God damn it. I don't want any of these things. Okay, good. Can I put these here? Yes, thank you. Okay, and let me do... So let's look at this real quick. So the best prediction for how many exotics we're going to get next season is just how many exotics we got the last 2 seasons. So Monte Carlo, Undying. Ariana's Vow, Undying. Leviathan's Breath, Undying. 3. Because these are Shadowkeep. So 3 last season, and we got 3 this season. Bastion, Symmetry, Devil's Ruin. Yeah. If you think we're getting any more than 3 exotic weapons next season, or any season for that matter, you are overhyping yourself, and you're setting yourself up for disappointment. You're really, really setting yourself up for disappointment there. And fuck it, let's check armor too. I think both Undying and Dawn had 3 armor pieces as well, 1 for each class. But let's check that. Okay, so literally none, literally none for Hunter and Undying, or Titan. Yeah, so there were 0 exotics for exotic armor pieces for Undying. And there were 3 for Dawn, right? Promethean, Bombardiers. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, Bombardiers, Severance, and Closure. Yeah, so if you think we're getting anything but 3 exotic weapons and maybe 3 armor pieces, you're really setting yourself up for disappointment there, dude. When Trials of Osiris comes back, down to race for our first perfect run? Yeah, I'll have to see who my team is. I think, because at that point, I think Andy will want to come back and do it. We'll see, dude. We'll see. I'll probably take that day if I can. Although, I probably can't, because I got super lucky, and the one day I teach lab is on Tuesdays, so I can pretty much take off any other day and find someone to cover for me. But Tuesdays is gonna be rough. We'll see. Worm God's still locked? No, I think they unlocked him today, right? Trials. So yeah. So do you guys have any ideas for Trials returning? What would you like to see? Because if it's just straight up, they tested elimination. So they went through all the permutations of elimination. 3v3, 4v4. I think they went like with reses and not with reses and with limited number of reses and shit. I forget exactly. I think there were 4 variations they went through, if I remember correctly, in Crucible Labs. So are we thinking that they're gonna stick with one of those? Are we thinking that they're gonna switch it up, pull a switcheroo on us a little bit? What are we thinking? Dawn still added the most exotics to the franchise out of these seasons. Is that right? Are you sure about that? Opulence added a fuck ton. And so did... I don't know, we'll check. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Will Scarrow get his 2014 voice back for Charles? My voice hasn't changed that much since 2014, I don't think. Oh, no, it has. That was 6 years ago. Well, I don't know. Can you set up some background music? Maybe. I already have enough to focus on. I think adding music in that wouldn't fuck me up real bad. They should make it so you don't need a fire team. Ooh, can you imagine solo queuing Trials? That would be toxic. I don't know about that, dude. Maybe, like, if they, the only way I can see that working is if they did a solo, like a solo playlist. Oh, that guy almost killed me. I can still see that ending very poorly, but we'll see, dude. Oh, most new exotics because we didn't have any returning. I see. Well, okay. Either way, I just wouldn't get your hopes up, dude. That's all I'm saying. It's that exact mentality right there is exactly why people are disappointed every season. Is because they're like, well, this one season we got 12 exotics. And even though the last 3 seasons we've only gotten 3, we're probably getting 12 again. Like, that's just not how workflow works. Sweating Reckoning? Yeah, dude. Reckoning's hard, man. No, I just want my damn helmets. So what do you expect from next season? What I realistically expect from next season? I think the Trials leaks are going to turn out to be real, and that's a lot coming from me because I hate leaks, and I'm very distrustful of leaks. So I think Trials is going to come back. We're going to see some type of minor PvP revamp. I'm not really sure what form that's going to take. I would imagine some type of special ammo balancing or something, just to make primary play a little bit more prevalent, but I could be completely wrong. I expect to see a couple more maps rotated out, just like they've done the last 2 seasons. Other than that, I would expect story beats to be very similar to this season in terms of, I'm not sure if we're getting a Callus story or a 9 story or, you know, an Osiris story, whatever we get. I expect it to be very similar in terms of pace to this season. I think we'll probably have some type of PvE activity on top of Trials. Excuse me. It'll probably be smaller. I would expect something more along the size of in scope of Vex Offensive, something a little bit more redundant, but something that takes less development time than something like, you know, Sundial. Obviously, at least from the outside looking in, seems like it took way more development time than something like Vex Offensive. So I'd expect something like Vex Offensive. And then at the end of the season, I would expect some type of miniature activity, sort of like the Undying Mind, sort of like whatever the foundation is going to be to cap off the season and bring us into the next season, which I expect to be pretty nutty. Because that'll be the season leading us into the September DLC. So this next season, realistically, I expect Trials. That'll be the big PvP thing, a couple ritual weapons, maybe a couple exotic weapons very similar to this season, maybe 2 exotic quests. If they're adding both Trials and they're adding So a PvP and a PvE game mode, I would not expect any secret quests or, and I would not personally expect anything like Outbreak or Whisper, because those things take development time, and if they had to do development time on both a PvE and a PvP game mode, I'm not sure if there's adequate teams to do, you know, all of that. I know there are different teams that work on all of this, but I would imagine like the dungeon team or whatever's working on the next raid or whatever. So one PvE game mode, one PvP game mode, a couple new exotic quests, nothing secret, no puzzles, no big exotic quests, and then something to cap off the season. And then next, it's during the summer, right? I'm trying to think, would we have like an Age of Triumph there? No, I think that would be the season after that. Maybe some type of live event. Yeah, so something like the Revelry or something. I would expect something like that. What about Destiny 1 raids coming back? I hope not. I want new raids. I would much rather all raid focus be put into new raids than old raids. That's just my personal preference. I want new. So where's this Cactus 1v1 dude better at? I'm going off past the screen. Since that Black Army had 5 trips or 6, I'll be on 7. Notice pattern Forcer. You are fucking setting yourself up for a big disappointment, my dude. Big disappointment. That's all I'm saying. 100%. Yo, what's up, Steven? Welcome. Please, Arms Week. See, something that small like that. I don't know if they would dedicate time to it. I just don't know, man. All Crody and Atheon back. Yeah. I don't know. Personally, I don't really care. Like, I've done all the Destiny 1 raids like 80 times each. I would much rather a new raid to do 80 times each than bring back something I've already done that many times. That's personal preference. Cactus did destroy Scare on Twitter. Yeah, dude, he got me pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty brutal.
But what use is that when the end of all things comes to
yeah.
this?
It's pretty brutal. It'd be cool if we get to raid another Vex Vault. It'd be interesting, but it would have to tie into the lore, right? I don't think we're gonna get a raid next season. If we do get a raid, if we get a raid on top of a PvE and PvP activity, I would be incredibly surprised. They are separate teams though, so anything is possible. And if it does happen, I would expect a raid layer similar to like something like Crown or Spire. That's just what I would expect. Yo, Reeps, what's up, man? It's just what I personally think would happen. Now, Pyro got you better? I didn't see what Pyro said. What did this man say? Did I miss Pyro?
Make your mark while you can.
Which build are you using? I'm using the build I showed off a couple weeks ago. The Infinite Super build. Did Pyro say something to that one? No, it doesn't look like he didn't say anything there. You must be talking about the beef. You're setting yourself up for disappointment. Me to my mom on my day of birth. Hell, fucking yeah, dude. Oh, wait, whoa. Whoa! Did I put in a emote? I don't think I put in a emote, boy. Did we finish the puzzle yet? Oh, hell yeah, dude. I don't think I put in a emote. I think I saved myself. Oh, no, I did. I did put in a emote. Never mind. You seen most light? No. Screw you. Scare, what type of battle pass exotic do you think? Oh, yeah. I see what you're asking. So last season, the focus, excuse me, Jesus. Focus was on hand cannons, SMGs. What was the third one, bows? No, bows is this season. Hand cannons, SMGs. Oh, yeah. Hand cannons, SMGs, and auto rifles. So I don't think it'll be any of those. This season, it was on scout rifles, pulse rifles, and bows. So I would say next season is either a sidearm. What am I missing? A sidearm, a sniper, potentially. Shotgun. One of those two. I think it's gonna be an exotic that a season hasn't focused on yet. So every season focuses on like 3 or 4 different exotic types, or excuse me, weapon archetypes, weapon types, and I would expect for it to be something we have not seen yet.
At least this I chose. I regret it, but I chose it.
I want an exotic shotgun in the secondary slot. That'd be kind of cool. It depends what it did, right? Do you think we'll have old Trials of Osiris armor ornaments? No. I think if they brought that shit back, I think it would have to be completely redone. If they did redo armor, or if they did bring back armor and like reskin it, I would almost assuredly say it would be the original stuff, not the year 3 stuff. So like the cat helmet for the warlock, the weird eyeball for the hunter, those things. I actually wouldn't mind if they brought those back. I'm a big proponent for like new, but those armor sets are so goddamn nice. So I can kind of see them bringing those back, but just with how Bungie's been doing and how well they've been doing with armor these last few seasons, I would actually expect something new. We haven't had a new exotic pulse yet, breach or shotguns in season 1, not counting Destiny 1 exotics. Have we had new? So I guess Outbreak Perfected is technically a new pulse because it was Prime in Destiny 1. Technically, and revamped. I'm trying to think like what all we need. New breach grenade. That's so specific. Like that's very specific. I don't know if Bungie thinks about that, but they might. Shotgun. We've had Acreus, tractor cannon. What's the last exotic shotgun we had? I don't think we've had an exotic shotgun since then, have we? Am I just like straight up missing an exotic shotgun? I don't think I am. Like even a returning, because the only, in Destiny 1, the exotic shotguns were Fourth Horseman, that's definitely not in Destiny 2. Invective, that's definitely not in Destiny 2. And that's it, right? So, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was an exotic shotgun. Oh, Lord of Wolves, that's right. Thank you. Yeah, we've had Lord of Wolves. Yeah, honestly, dude, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a shotgun. Oh, Chaperone too. Thank you. Yeah, I forgot about those two. But, I mean, Chaperone was Forsaken. Lord of Wolves was also Forsaken. So going on over a year now since we've had an exotic shotgun. I would not be surprised if we got an exotic shotgun. Maybe a pulse, but our last pulse was exotic. Our last exotic pulse was what, Drifter, right? So I wouldn't be surprised, dude. Exotic hand cannon. We have too many of those. we have too goddamn many, and we just got Ariana's with 2 seasons ago. So I don't think it'll be that. Oh, universal remote too. I forgot about that too. Goddamn. And see, the thing with exotic shotguns is they're never any good. Like Invective was cool because you had infinite ammo and stuff. Universal was cool because it was a kinetic at the time. But like Universal in today's meta would mean nothing because every shotgun is universal remote, you know? Frank says, yo, fellow Guardians, I'm getting back into Destiny since the end of Season 1 dying. How do I level up the Season Pass quick? Assistance is needed. Probably Eris farming, but honestly, your best bet's just to do all your rituals. Bad Juju was the last pulse. Oh, that's a good point too. Yeah, and Opulence. Dude, honestly, and it might not be the Season Pass exotic, but it would not surprise me one bit if we got an exotic shotgun next season. They've been kind of hurting. What's the last exotic auto rifle we got too? I guess Monte Carlo and Shadowkey. Favorite color in sport? Black and hockey. But he used primary ammo. That's fair. But it just... I don't really think you're hurting that much for special ammo in Destiny 2 for that to make a difference either. So. Anarchy was the last grenade launcher. Yeah, I guess that's true. Because we have Anarchy, we have Fighting Lion. I feel like I'm missing one. but I can't think of anything else. I don't know, dude. Yeah, I honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we got an exotic shotgun of some capacity next season. Tractor cannon is technically a shotgun too. Yeah, but that was like vanilla, right? Cerberus and Forsaken. That's the last original one we would have gotten. So there's an easy way to level up your pass. There's an efficient way that's incredibly boring to level up your season pass. Yeah, dude, shotguns have been hurting, eh? Oh, Prospector, that's right. Always forgetting about Prospector. Colony, yeah, goddamn, dude. There's so many exotics, aren't there? Holy. How about a new exotic machine gun? We just got Xenophage. Oh, in my opinion, Xenophage doesn't count. Machine guns are the greatest for DPS. Aren't the greatest. Thunderlord's all right, but no, Xenophage definitely counts in Bungie's eyes, though. Definitely. I don't think we'll get a machine gun for a while. I could be wrong. They're kind of erratic. Like, there's not really a pattern to how they do exotics, hence the 10 exotic hand cannons in a row. But, ooh, give me that rapid hit, baby. Meh.
You have
Meh.
no mercy. The Nine witness you and heed your lessons.
Please no icebreaker. I agree. Keep the infinite ammo shit away from me. Helmet. Damn it. Yeah, it's just, man, there's so much they could do. It's really interesting. But with Trials coming back, that brings up the interesting point. Like, how are they going to learn from what they did with Trials over the first 2 seasons of the game? 3 seasons. How long was Trials in this game? Three seasons? I remember Flawless Ornaments for 2, Ghost for season 3. So it was at least in the game for 3 seasons. They took it out before Forsaken, definitely. Yeah. It was in the game for 3 seasons, right? They took it out in season 3? Or no, wait. Was it Exotic Ghost in season 3, and then in season 4 we got the Sparrow and the... I can actually, this is a very fucking easy question to look up. I don't know what I'm doing. When did we get the Sparrow? I think season 3 was the last season of Trials. Yeah, it was. Yeah, so season 3, right? So... Does year 1 only have 3 seasons? Season 4 is... Yeah, season 4 is Forsaken. How does that work? That's never even occurred to me. Warmind was the 4th season? Are you sure? I don't think it was. What animal would you have as pet? Any animal? I'm fine with my cat. She's enough of a handful. No Trials in season 4. Yeah, that's what I thought. No, Warmind would have been season 3. And that means, yeah, Forsaken would have been season 4. Because there was no DLC in between. And that was before they started doing the content drops, right? Is that right? Okay, one second. Warmind was 3. That's what I thought. So let me go to season 4. Yeah, this is definite Dreaming City right here. So 4, and this was season 3. Yeah. So season 4 was definitely Forsaken. So there were only 3 seasons in the first year. 1 every season. Or 1 every DLC. So Vanilla's 1, Curse was 2, Warmind was 3, Forsaken was 4. That's very interesting. That's super interesting. And now we're on a 4-season-a-year model, which I like better. But that's actually never occurred to me. I always wondered why the numbering system was so fucked up. Now we know. They should bring back the Vex Mytho class. See, okay, so who in chat thinks they should? This is, so Rick Cactus and I, in the video I'm releasing Saturday, we actually talk about this. It's really interesting because Vex Mytho class was really good for like straight up a month, and that's it. right? Like it got nerfed really hard, and then it was never good again throughout the duration of Destiny 1. At least not that I remember, especially not in PvE. And so it's like people have such this fixation on it just because of the lore behind it and how cool it looks, but it really just wasn't even that useful. So like, would you guys want them to redo the perk for it? Are you guys actually that attached to Mythic Class? Like, I don't know. It's very interesting to me. A lot of people are saying no. A lot of people are saying yes. Destiny 1 had 52 exotic weapons, not counting Adept. Destiny has 46. We're 10 away. We're 2 away from 100. Oh, dude, then I'll have to rank all of them. Ha! Jokes. Never doing that. Never doing that. Talking about Vex Mytho class, Sai. Welcome, by the way. How you doing, mate? Oh, can we have a well? Oh, we're gonna fail this one. Can you, like, use your rift or something, bud? Please? Help? We failed. Alright, okay, I'm just gonna fly back in and find a new one. Oh, that's Gambit Prime. Don't want to do that. Oh, an old Destiny 1 weapon? No, I'll pass. Yeah, that's my mentality, too. I'm not a fan of returning exotics as much. I don't know. Just kind of me, though, you know? I'm fine. Like, I have no problem if you want them to return. Stream delay super bad again? Yeah, I need to... I keep forgetting to look into that. Alright, so how are we doing here with armor? So we have the entire outlawed there. Shit. That's actually really funny. So we have all of the outlawed here. I don't care about outlawed. So I need notorious. So let me do this. So collector, Vader, Sentry, Reaper, helmet, arms, chest, legs, boots, armor, legs, boots, helmet, chest, legs, boots, helmet, armor, chest, legs, boots. So now I have a spreadsheet for this, or a post-it note rather. No Land Beyond would get fucked in this meta. Yeah, everything's in No Land Beyond. I'm looking forward to getting the awesome new pin. Hell yeah, yeah, yeah. So, your batch, so the people, wait, am I wearing Unbroken too? Do we both have Unbroken? So I have about 10 orders I'm mailing out tomorrow, I think. I'm pretty excited about it.
The 9 await your results.
Scaro, 1,000+ vault runs, and no mythic class? Dude, there's no way you had 1,000 vault runs. No way. Show me your Destiny report right now. I would be astonished if anyone ran it that many times. It's unique, why not bring it back? I got it day 1. You could not adjust and give it a try. Yeah, so if they bring all of the raid exotics, all of them, I firmly stand by this. I think if they got brought back, and if they kind of opened themselves up to it, I think they would have to be revamped. Now, that being said, out of all of the exotics in Destiny 1, if they have to bring anyone's back, I would much rather than bring raid exotics back because they are by far the most unique. If you think about it, most of the exotics in Destiny 1 were like boring as hell. They were just guns, right? A lot of exotics in Destiny 2 are like nuts. You have like Tractor Cannon, 1,000 Voices, just crazier exotics, things that aren't just weapons that shoot bullets. They feel more fun. Yeah, I mean, even things like the Deathbringer and Symmetry and things like these. They fulfill a power fantasy that most exotics in Destiny 1 really just didn't fulfill. They were just like better guns most of the time. And so the raid exotics were a nice breath of fresh air from that because they all did something weird and they all looked weird and they all fired weird and that sort of thing. And so if they're bringing any Destiny 1 exotics back, I would much rather them be raid exotics. But I can't think of... The only exotic I think would have been fine staying the way it was Outbreak, and they even changed that a little bit. So, I mean, Mythic Class would definitely have to be changed. Necrochasm, you might be able to get away with it. It'd be kind of weird. And then Touch and Malice, don't even consider bringing it back in like how it is. At least in my opinion. I don't think it would be good at all. So, any ideas on effective farming methods for Imperials? Just get like the 400 free a week and call it there probably. And open all the chests. Can you check if there's any cheaper ways to ship to Israel? Because that's what stopped me from buying the bundle. There isn't. UPS, I checked like all the major carriers, and UPS they have like the cheapest rates that I've been able to find. It shouldn't be too bad. I mean, even to ship to like freaking, so Z lives in like Ireland or something, and it's only like 15 bucks for him, or maybe Irish bought them. Z lives somewhere crazy, maybe Australia, and it was only like 15 bucks to ship. It wasn't even that bad. So I can't think it would be too bad to ship to, I mean, keep in mind, it's kind of crazy paying as much for shipping as you're paying for the pins. I totally get that. Don't get me wrong. But it's not, I thought, because if I just go to the post office, I think they have a flat rate shipping to out of country, and it's like 30 bucks. Just a box. Something like that. How is Outbreak different? The Siva nanite stacking damage, I believe, is different than Destiny 1. Do you think the leak that the more could be factions? Maybe. What the hell killed me? Oh, he put down bubbles, son of a bitch. That would be really cool. It's a possibility. I think that would be very interesting if they did that. If this season, honestly, if Season of the Worthy was like just revamped content, if they brought back factions, if they brought back trials, and they brought back like, if they kind of like revamped year 1 raids, especially like Spire, I would be this season would be pretty awesome actually. We have a lot of content that just kind of either just doesn't get played or got taken out of the game and we've never heard of again. And I think faction rallies, trials, and year 1 raids could easily carry the season. Especially if we got a couple like story missions like we did this season. Just revolving around Callus or Osiris or something, I think it could easily carry the season, especially with a good lead up in the next one. What's the alternative? Charge more for pins? Yeah, I mean that is what it is. I could not charge you for shipping and then charge more for pins. That's just, I mean. My hands are kind of tied there. I'm sorry. That's what I got. Everyone, name a mediocre Destiny 1 exotic that actually be top tier or at least better in Destiny 2. I say Trespasser and Thunderlord. Well, Thunderlord's in Destiny 2. That's cheating. Red Death? Better than Crimson? Don't at me. Trespasser, I like that answer. I don't think Drake's Promise would work anymore because that's essentially just symmetry. I honestly think a revamped Necrochasm would be pretty fucking nuts. They could do some minor patrol zones that strike reworks in conjunction with major crucible overhaul. I think that would be exciting. Well, yeah, honestly, if they just made strikes better, added like a strike maybe ranking system, actually gave us like legitimate strike loot, that sort of thing, I think that would absolutely be acceptable. Sparrow Racing was neat, yes, but Bungie did say it was not worth the development time, and with them being crunched for a development team, I really don't care for it. SRL was interesting, but it's that much development time is not worth the 2-week event. I mean, they literally built 4 brand new maps for 3 days. Put that effort into Crucible, you can make 12 maps, you know? I was hoping to get that special name and completely botched it. I deposited a moat, right? Fix all the vendors. Yeah, maybe something like that. But if they just brought faction rallies back, I would be fine with the vendors how they are. I don't necessarily mind the vendors now. It just feels like something's missing from the vendors because there's no like rank system. So if they brought back faction rallies, added sort of like a kind of a rank system, maybe even exotic class items, something like that. Keep in mind, these are all orbs, right? Like I'm not saying all of this is going to be added because that's an absurd amount of content. Really need to grind for Anarchy still? Yeah, everyone does. It's so good. Bring back the Pocket Infinity. That, well, I mean, that's essentially just Bastion, right? So. Come on, helmet. Please give me helmet. I would be so happy. God damn it. Back to grinding, boys. Hell yeah, brother. You guys see why I never finished this gold badge? Because it takes forever. What? All vendors need to work like the Obelisk? That'd be interesting. Maybe like a less generous Obelisk, but yeah. Yo, CB, how you doing, man? Doesn't the helmet only drop from the bounty? No, as soon as you unlock a tier helmet, all of the previous helmets become available. So if I got the Notorious helmet, which I do, all tier 2 helmets, all outlaw helmets can drop for me. That's how I got all of these helmets. Outlaw, these all dropped. It happened earlier in the stream. So the best strategy, the most efficient strategy, is instead of waiting 3 weeks, is to grind your way up to 1 helmet, get the Notorious, and then grind out all the Outlaw, and then go from there. Just takes so freaking long, because, you know, why not? Whee. I've been playing comp the last week solo. I'm at Mythic 2 after today. Nice, dude. Kill it, dude. Allow players to grab bounties for whatever vendor loot they want. Power Planetary everywhere. I agree that we should also be able to get them from space. Like, if I can go to Eververse from space, why can't I pick up bounties? Like, lore-wise. I get it, you want to make it easier for people to buy shit. Totally get that. But lore-wise, it doesn't make any sense. After a season and a half, I got a Sniper Scav from the Beautiful Shacks. Dude, nice! Honestly, I want new content. I don't want to see stuff I've already played. I get that to a point, but I mean, Crucible needs something right now. They just need it. They just need something, you know? I feel so bad for them. I play a lot of Crucible, but not enough for it to, like, really matter that much. Yeah, so. Devil's Ruins Basic Pocket Infinity? Yeah, that team. Please tell me you have well, bud. F1, why did I make that my key? Yes. We have space communication? Yeah, for real, dude. How do you get the synths efficiently? I played a shit ton of Gambit Prime to get Reckoner. And all the pinnacles. I have like 400 of every token. And that's after turning in a shit ton for Glimmer too, because they're worth like 5 Glimmer for 20 of them or some shit. The Reckoning Element is the only thing I need to complete my 2019 title. I don't want to grind a game mode I hated. Can you still get the 2019 title? I feel like that's not right. Do you mean Reckoner? I haven't played in a while. Should I wait for a new season or start grinding right now? I say right now because all of this content, this seasonal content, disappears at the end of the season. So have fun, enjoy the content now, do the same 14 story because you'll never be able to do it again. I believe, at least. I think that's how that works. But yeah, definitely right now. Yeah, you have a kind of couple weeks where there's not a lot to do, so you'll have time to, you know, catch up and stuff, and then you'll be good going into next season. You can't get the 2019 title. Yeah, that's what I thought. Was the only thing I needed. Oh, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. I'm so sorry. Yeah, the helmets are fun, dude. Man, I actually do like the Reckoning as, like, you know, I would rather do the Reckoning than something like Vex Offensive any day of the year. But, I mean, it gets kind of redundant after a while, especially, like, when you have really shitty RNG. What the hell? That guy just went to eat us. And you have a lot of 4 separate armor sets. Technically 12 armor sets you have to grind for. Wait, 4 times 16 armor sets you have to grind for per character? Dude, this shit gets super redundant. And I already have like over 150 runs, so. And I still have 2 armor sets to go. Like, woo, baby, can't wait. But I want that golden badge, you know? I don't care about the illicit, I don't care about the outlawed. I want my notorious armor sets for the badge. And what I get along the way is what I get along the way. But, you know, it's what it is. Where's our team at? Was this literally all? Oh, I didn't see him there. But, I mean, like I said, this activity is actually kind of fun. In the current state in which Crucible's in, I think it'll flop. If Trials ever to come back, there needs to be a major overhaul to the mode. I don't think so. Like, I don't think it's as fun as it could be. But I don't think there's anything like... A lot of people cite cheaters, but like I said on Twitter, I have never personally seen a cheater. I don't think they're that rampant. Like, I think it would destroy the game, but... wait, excuse me. I don't think it would destroy the game. It would be annoying, and it would suck, but... I mean... You know? Bungie's doing their thing. I don't think a major overhaul is possible at this point. Destiny 1's Trials was incredibly popular. And the Crucible is in a very similar state. I would even say it was even more annoying. Shoulder Charge didn't have a charge in Destiny 1. You could shoulder charge all you wanted. You had infinite reses. Fusion grenades were one-hit kills where they're not anymore. You could wield... I mean, you literally had exotics that allowed you to stand in the back of the map and get infinite ammo. I really just... When people say that, I don't agree. Like, I think it's as... like the most fun it could be? No, absolutely not. But I think Trials could come back and do just as well as it did in Destiny 1, because the state's pretty much the same as it was in Destiny 1. Yo, Jay! Challenge for you, Titan with AR Shoddy and LMG. Okay, alright. Thank you for the $2 super chat. I can run that next time. AR, Shoddy, and LMG. Do they have to be in that order? Does it have to be a kinetic AR and an energy shoddy, or can I switch it up? Child of Cyrus needs to stay behind a paywall. I agree. That would help a lot behind a seasonal paywall and probably a light paywall too. That way, you know people have to put in time and there's not going to be a bunch of people risking their time. I agree with that. What are the leaks? That Trials is coming back next season. I completely agree with endless overtime now. It should be a paid seasonal activity. Oh man. Oh man. So Sai, you've been talking like you have tattoos. You like with your advice and stuff. Is that true? Do you have tattoos? Have you gone through this process before? Because I have a couple questions about it. Like my arm is like physically bruised. And I'm wondering if that's like super normal. I like it. It hurts. It's your world player at UB the space shoulder. Okay, thank you, Jay. So I get to, I'll use that loadout and I get to. Oh, did I not fucking do it?
Game. You must truly enjoy his company.
Oh, when you waste an entire run, AR shoddy. All right, I want to do a kinetic shoddy. I think. What ARs do we have? Do I have any good auto rifles? You know what? I'll use hard light. Because that just got buffed. Do I even have a fucking hard light? Oh yeah, I do. Okay. Hard light. I have a shotgun. Where's my perfect paradox? And you said LMG. Just use the delirium. I'm actually really curious about hard light now. Sai says, no, I'm a sissy, I've talked to people and I have needle phobia. Oh, well, if it makes you feel better, Victoria has needle phobia too, and when she got a tattoo last year, she was absolutely fine. It's less, like, you can't see a needle, right? It's more like a hard, like a hard paintbrush, my guy kind of called it, which is a good comparison. Am I actually alone in here? God damn it. So that's kind of an interesting way to look at it. And it doesn't hurt. Like, I'm serious. Like, if you have a mechanical pencil, like, just draw on your skin. And that's it. It's more like an annoying... Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to have the pen out there. God. God damn it. It's like an annoying burning more than anything, I guess. It doesn't really hurt that much. Now, when he went to the shading needle, it kind of hurt, because there was like 4 needles in one. But come on, dude, I'm an idiot. Now I have pen all over my arm. Look at me cleaning it off with a dirty sock. Look, chat. What happens on stream stays on stream. You know what I'm saying, boys? All right. But yeah, so my tattoo's not leaking. It's starting to peel. I don't think you guys can see it, so it's like kind of scabbing a little bit, which he said is completely normal. But it like hurts. Like, there's actually, I don't think you guys can see it, but between like here, there's it's bruised between some of the different stuff. It's really weird. I have a full sleeve hand and chest piece. They should be physical bruised, but rather feel bruised at the most. Yeah. So they do feel bruised. Am I alone again? Hello? Please? Bungie, I want to play with other people. Ink will seep a small amount. Mine hasn't been doing that. But I feel like it's kind of shrinking, though. I don't know if that's just because it's losing its 3D characteristic. No, it's not shrinking. From my point of view, it looks like it's shrinking a little bit. Scare, that video thing should be safe to stream. Check it out. I think you'll appreciate it. All right. Alrighty, thank you very much, my dude. I can't believe I drew myself. Best way to grind Fractalin? Do Saints bounties. You get 600 a day if you do all 4 on all 3 characters. I'm sitting on literally 1,100. No, 11,000 of it. How you doing? Yo, Rain, I'm doing well, man. I have a needle phobia. It's just of large needles. I promise it's not that bad. It wasn't bad at all. And this only took, so this tattoo probably took 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Dude, I'm so happy with how that turned out, though. I'm so freaking happy with it. All right, so now we're gonna use this one. Oh my god, Bungie, why did it take 5 years to make this gun usable? It's look, the reticle does not move. All right, this is me. No recoil correction. Okay, so sorta, you know, up and to the left a little bit. Here's recoil. Very minor recoil correction. Look at that. Oh my god. Pause says, if you have Mars Obelisk upgraded by 5 of the Fractal and Skimmer from Tower, only 5, that way you can buy 5 more at reset tomorrow. Wait, what? 600 a day? Yeah, because he has 4 bounties worth 50 each, 200 per character. And they're usually pretty easy. Pain tolerance is a huge part of it too. Everyone experiences pain differently. That's fair. Like I said, like it's
an exhibition.
There's a reason everyone and their mother has a tattoo nowadays. No, I wouldn't say that, but they're becoming a lot more common, I feel like. And I just feel like I don't know if like technique has changed or what, but it really wasn't as bad as I was expecting. Because everyone's always like, oh, it hurts. It was annoying, and there were definitely times where it was like, there were some parts of my arm that hurt more than the others, like so when you took corners, or especially like the lining, or excuse me, the shading, because like I said, it was like four needles. But it kind of felt like someone was just kind of like scraping your skin. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like a shooting pain. And he also had this spray with lidocaine in it. Or excuse me, was it lidocaine? It might have been benzocaine. I think it's lidocaine though. And kind of numbed the area, made it a little bit more manageable. It was very interesting. Very interesting feeling. Getting a tattoo feels like a nice massage for me. What the fuck? No, it doesn't. That'd be insane. Yeah, no, Mayhem Clash is a good call, pause. That stuff helps too. Make sure you're doing all of your skimmers per week. That's easy. I mean, it's just not hard anymore. I don't even do, like, I wouldn't even focus on the, so each obelisk has 2 bounties, so that's 8 bounties that per character per week that give you 100 fractalin. So that's 2,400 fractalin. Honestly, I don't think they're worth the time investment. Just do the Daily Saint ones every day. Takes you an hour max for all 3 characters, and you'll be flying high, dude. Cool tat, thank you. What if the lighthouse will end up being a raid layer and the end loot will be the chest where you go and floss out? That would be cool, but it would... Imagine if they brought the lighthouse back and they were like, but it's PvE. Dude, that is actually Bungie loading the gun and handing it to players. Like, quite literally signing their own death certificate. There's no way they would do that. There's just... I promise you that would not happen. People would be so mad. I get sweats from the flu shot? Dude, well, that might just be a biological reaction, right? You're putting foreign stuff into your body. While it's not live stuff, anytime you get it. That I'm just saying, that might be an immuno response. That's normal. No, I get it though. Yeah, so if you have a bad artist, that can also affect it. Better artists have better control of depth. The deeper they go, more it'll hurt. I love getting tattoos. I actually like crave getting tattoos. Yeah, people have said that once you get your first tattoo, it's you just keep wanting more. You kind of keep wanting more. Holy! Remember that time Scare had an aneurysm on stream? That was a lot of fun. In addition to trials, dude, if what's redacted? Season of the Worthy next season. Can you imagine, dude? They bring back the lighthouse back for another Gambit mode. They're like, what if the lighthouse was a Gambit Prime map? That's the whole fucking season. Is they just bring back the lighthouse for a Gambit Prime map? Oh my god! Holy! That would be so fucking funny, actually. Oh man. It was really cool because my artist actually knew Destiny, so he stopped playing last season, and we were talking about it, and he was actually pretty knowledgeable about the game. So when he asked me what my tattoo was, and I was like, oh, it's a Destiny tattoo, and he's like, oh no, I know what the tricorn is. What's the other symbol? So he didn't know what Diamond 5/6 was, and so I was like, oh, okay. So we have a guy who knows Destiny. I was like, okay, so he's probably like super casual, probably doesn't know anything that major about it. Because I've talked to some people about Destiny, especially like some people I work with and stuff, and they're all very casual about it. Like they know like some like campaign beats, but they don't know anything about like the end game and that sort of stuff. So I thought I was kind of like getting myself into that situation. And he was like, dude, you know what I miss? The Death Zamboni from Destiny 1. And I was like, oh my god, this guy knows what he's talking about. It's awesome. And it was really cool. It's really cool. So we talked a lot about Destiny. Lighthouse is another haunted forest map. Yeah, dude, that'd be so funny. The weekly ones have drawn my want to grind experience. Yeah, dude. The weekly ones were kind of brutal, especially like 300 scorn. Get kills with scout rifles and streaks of 3 or more. Like, who's sadistic enough to think of this shit, you know? I actually don't mind this loadout, by the way. It's not the most effective thing in terms of DPS, but it's not bad. Is my second punch getting better? Death Zamboni? Yeah, from Wrath of the Machine. the siege engine was called Death Zamboni. That another? Did you not play Destiny 1 side? Imagine being in a public place and saying, I missed the Death Zamboni. Well, I mean, we kind of were. But I explained to him the entire puzzle, and I was actually like, yeah, I'm a streamer, and it's the whole reason I'm getting this tattoo and that sort of stuff. It was pretty interesting. We had a good time. What if Twitch Prime gives you Dark Drinker for your 1 year exclusivity? It doesn't. They already announced the Twitch Prime rewards. They're all pretty normal. Bunch of ornaments and ships and stuff from the first year, 2 years of Destiny. Nothing crazy. You guys got to keep in mind, I might do a video on this because I've seen people on Twitter freak out and shit. Oh, did I forget to deposit again? Oh no, I don't think I did. Okay, good. This whole Twitch Prime shit isn't for people who play Destiny. It's for people who have Twitch Prime as incentive to start playing Destiny. Please be a helmet.
Destroy so the dredger like the changing of seasons.
What? What? These suck. Bad roll. Get out of here. That's actually a very interesting roll. Dismantled. Oh man. See ya, Iris. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Man, I just need one more helmet and I can start doing this. Alright, I'm gonna switch back now. Just so I can be more efficient. Oh man. Yeah, you guys want to know what's really unfortunate? I won't be able to stream next Tuesday because freaking just happens to line up like this. The first test that I have to proctor this semester is on Tuesday. So I won't be able to get my last title, mind you, my final title. I won't be able to get it until Wednesday because the test is from 7 to 8:30 at night. And so I'll get home at like 9. I guess I could technically stream that. Never mind, I might stream that. I don't know. It depends. If I have a thumbnail ready to go, that wouldn't be too bad. I might do that. It'd be super, super late, but at least I would be savior. How'd you rate the Triumph Seals in terms of hardest and difficulty, not grind to the least? Whoa. Hardest is definitely Unbroken. Dado did a video on this a while back. I agreed with everything he said. Wait, did I put one in this time? Dude, yeah, I did, I remember. Oh man.